Hello guys and welcome to Football Fan Den UK. So tonight we're doing a special live stream for Liverpool game, Preston v Liverpool Carabao Cup game. Hopefully I will be joined very shortly by a special guest from America, LA in America, joining me hopefully very shortly. So my apologies guys, I was replying to people messaging me on social media and stuff, so that's why I'm a minute or so late. So my apologies for that, guys. But yeah, hopefully it will be a great show tonight. Like I say, we have Pompey fan from LA joining us, but he's a massive football fan, guys. He's interested in all football. He does follow Portsmouth, but he is a big football fan, interested in all UK football. So it'd be great to have him on the show tonight. Obviously, he's not with me just right now, but hopefully he'll be with me very shortly. And he will certainly, hopefully, bring some interesting conversation to the show, guys. Because, like I say, he's a big Premier League fan, Portsmouth fan, but also because he's in LA, he follows MLS football and also follows some Spanish football. So hopefully he will be with us shortly, and we can obviously pick his brains of his knowledge in regards to football and why he fell in love with Portsmouth, and obviously the fascination that he has with English football that we all share with regards to English and Scottish football particularly. But obviously I'm sure he'll tell us more about that when he joins us. So guys, please do drop your comments in the comments. I'm going to add, I think he's here with us now, so I will come to your comments very shortly, guys. I'm just going to turn that down a bit because I can't hear myself. Yeah, that's a bit better. So yeah, Noel is joining us. Are you there, Noel? How's it going, mate?
Hi, doing good, and you?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah,
cool.
Perfect.
I'm just going to turn my volume up a wee bit. So there we go. How's it going, Noel? Are you looking forward to tonight's game? I didn't even think about Portsmouth, until you mentioned it earlier, that Bolton are playing Portsmouth this weekend. So big shout out to Noel for pointing that out. I did know it, but obviously with being busy with work and obviously setting up tonight's stream, it just completely slipped my mind. So to you guys, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, Noel earlier when I was talking to him and we were getting ready for the stream, pointed out to me that Bolton are playing Portsmouth this weekend, and obviously I'm a Bolton fan and Noel is a Portsmouth fan, so hopefully we might be linking up again at the weekend to do some commentary on the Portsmouth v Bolton game. How's it going, Noel? You all right, mate?
Been doing good. I was just busy. Been pretty busy right now, but pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I've been quite busy myself. Always busy just before I come on a live stream because obviously people messaging and trying to get the promotion out on social media. But yeah, thanks for joining me, mate. So have you got any? Obviously, we want to pick your brains about your football love and your football knowledge a bit tonight. But have you got any preference on tonight's games? Obviously, we've got Liverpool Liverpool and Preston playing the game that obviously I'm keeping an eye on. But there's some other games as well in the Carabao Cup tonight. Have you got any preferences, mate? And any score predictions? What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on your channel. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting game. I mean, I know that Liverpool is going to use some youngsters on the pitch, and I think it's a great opportunity for youngsters to show up what they have on the pitch and to play our first team. And in other forms, in other teams that I've seen in other games, in other matches, I mean, that is coming up also. I haven't really watched the formation and all that, so I can't predict really much.
Well, I'm just getting that Liverpool have started with Adrian, Williams, Gomez, Matip, and it's gone off. Sorry, guys. I'll see if I can get it up on the screen because it should. Normally, I can get it up on the screen, but yeah, we'll get to team news hopefully in a minute. I'll see if I can actually get that on the screen. But yeah. Obviously, I know you're a big Portsmouth fan, mate. So obviously, it's been a bit of a disappointing season. But I'll start with, obviously, I will come to the comments in a second, guys. Let you guys get involved in the conversation. But I'm going to ask you the question that I'm sure everybody is wanting me to ask. How do you come to be a Portsmouth fan when you live in LA?
Well, this is what happened. Here in the US, really at that time, I'm talking about 15 years. Uh, really, it was hard to really watch the Premier League. Couldn't There was no access to actually watch the what's now the that we could watch the Championship, League One, League Two, and so at that time, Portsmouth was in the Premier League, and out of nowhere, I had a there's only one match that it was show on here, and it was early in the morning, so I had to wake up at 4:45 a.m. to watch a Premier League match, and so the time that I had access and the first match that I watched was Portsmouth, so I I love the atmosphere. The atmosphere that captured me a lot because the fans is just like tremendous. Is just loud and the whole time they were just singing and big atmosphere. The match was brilliant, and so I started to learn about Portsmouth and getting to see the fixtures. And so when they had the time that they was going to show up in here in the U.S. Yeah, we'll wake up early in the morning and just start watching Portsmouth. I mean, they had no jersey or anything, but but I was supporting Portsmouth, and but
So
yeah, and
basically, So basically, it was the fans. It was the fans of Portsmouth that grabbed your attention, and you realised that that the club had passionate fans, and that kind of grabbed your interest. That was what first grabbed your interest.
yeah, and also the stadium too. Like it's something that we don't see here in the U.S. and it's a really um, I love how the way it looks. The stadium is just it's hard to explain it in a way, but it's just the feeling that I have inside me. They just pumped up into me and it just said in my mind, Portsmouth is the team.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Yeah, I think what you're getting at is the traditional style because Fratton Park is a very traditional UK football ground, and obviously in the Premier League, clubs that have been in the Premier League have earned big money, and we're seeing that a lot of them are getting rid of their old stadiums and going all modern and fancy and getting new stadiums built with either within the area that the old ground was, or even outside, for example, with Bolton, we used to have a really old-fashioned ground right in the town centre. It was right near the town centre. It was literally, I think, about 10 minutes walk from the town centre of Bolton. But now, obviously, about 15 years ago, they built a new stadium and they put it like miles away outside the town. So it's a good 10, 15 minutes drive from the town centre to actually get to the new stadium, which obviously kind of, as a Bolton fan, it was very disappointing because I remember growing up seeing the old stadium and seeing the atmosphere and seeing the passion of the fans and how the road there used to be a main road going out of Bolton town centre and it used to call it Manchester Road, or they still call Manchester Road because it goes straight into Manchester, but you'd literally go 5 minutes down this road and then the stadium was there. And this road would literally come to a grinding halt on match days. The fans would pour out of the stadium at the end of a game and the traffic would just stop because there were that many fans pouring out onto the road that you couldn't keep them on the pavement, do you get what I mean, on the sidewalk, because there were just too many of them. So they would just spill out onto the road and just literally bring the whole road to a grinding halt, do you get what I mean? And that is one of my greatest memories as a Bolton fan, as a youngster, and remembering how the fans would pour out the ground and shut the road down. And I was quite fascinated with that. Do you get what I mean? It was like, this is great support. Our town, comes to a grinding halt, when the club play. But if you see the new ground now, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But it's not got that same feeling of when it was in the town centre. So with Portsmouth, it's very much a passionate fan base. But the stadium is an old-fashioned stadium. And one thing you'll notice, mate, the more obviously I know you've learned a lot about English football, but I also know that you're keen to learn a little bit more about Scottish football. And when you look at Scottish clubs, mate, honest to God, up in Scotland, they have got some fantastic traditional grounds, because obviously they've not been lucky enough to have the same kind of money pumped into the league as what clubs in England have had because of the Premier League. Do you get what I mean? So you go up to some of the Scotland, I mean, I don't know if you see it. I did a post a while back of a league, of a cup game, I think it was, and I posted it on social media, and I found this picture, mate, of a Scottish ground literally right by the sea. It was literally like on a little island with a big cliff overhanging it right by the sea. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And it was only a small stadium, but it was special. It would just, it's the whole, and I've never seen it before, and I can't remember what club it is, but hopefully one of the guys, one of the Scotland fans in the chat might let us know. But honest, mate, seriously, if you like Portsmouth and you love Portsmouth, wait till you start seeing some of the grounds up in Scotland, because there really is some traditional grounds up there, definitely. But yeah, obviously, guys, I think it's still 0-0. Have you got a game on there, Noel? Are you watching a game, mate?
Yeah, it's the Liverpool match. But right here in the US, we have access to the rest of the EFL Cups, and I know which within the UK, it's you just have Liverpool match.
Well, no, I think we've got them all tonight. But I think I was speaking to you about this earlier about 3 o'clock kickoffs on a Saturday. It's very funny in England, because the big TV companies all have the monopoly, meaning they have control of the games. And for some strange reason, it goes back to, I can't remember. I do know the details, but it's been a while since I remember. But there's something to do with 3 o'clock kickoffs where the TV companies just do not show them in the UK, but yet they're showing them around the world. And all I can think it is because in the UK, there's that many fans going to games on a Saturday that they would get lower views. Do you get what I mean? So they don't bother putting the games at 3 o'clock on TV in the UK, which can be really frustrating for a lot of fans in the UK. Obviously, I'm going to pick your brains some more, Noel. I just want to quickly, obviously, go to the chat and involve some of the guys, see what's being said. And obviously, because very much as the more you get involved with Fanden, obviously, I know you're new to it, and I really appreciate you coming on tonight. But the more that you learn about Fanden, it is very much about involving you guys, whether it's obviously coming on the channel like you're doing tonight, or whether it's in the chat. So obviously, I will keep going to the chat. So my apologies for that, mate.
Yeah, no problem.
So we've got Aaron. Aaron Hart is saying, "Hi, Gaz, mate. How are you tonight?" I'm good, thank you, mate. Obviously, Aaron is a Scottish fan. Can let us know, Aaron, if you know which football ground I was talking about with regards to the one by the sea with a rock overhanging it. It's got like a big cliff face overhanging it, and it's quite remote in a remote part of Scotland. But yeah, mate, thanks for joining us. Let us know your thoughts on any interesting grounds that you guys might think of that Noel might not have know of or have seen. Drop your comments in the chat. For obviously, we want to hear from you guys what you guys think of traditional UK football grounds and what some of the best ones you've seen and some of the ones you want to advise Noel to check out. So thanks for that, Aaron, mate. Come on. Mikey, yo, hello, mate. How's it going? Welcome to the show. Thank you very much for joining. Mikey, Blue Army. Okay, mate. Let me know as in regards to Blue Army. Are you talking about Portsmouth, or are you talking? I think that's a Portsmouth player in the picture. So yeah, it's great to. If you guys at Pompey fans got any questions you want to fire at Noel, then fire away, and I will certainly. I'm sure Noel will do his best to give you guys an answer. We also have Aaron saying, "Gaz, I think I accidentally left the group chat, mate." No problem, mate. As soon as I've finished the stream, I'm presuming you're talking about the group chat on Instagram. As soon as I've left the stream, mate, I will certainly add you back in, mate. That's not a problem. Obviously, I hope you can understand. It's not. I've not even got my phone to hand, mate. So I'm using the wrong mouse here. So yeah, mate, I will definitely add you back in as soon as I've finished the stream. Dylan, Portsmouth fan, hi guys, good to see you too. PUP, so obviously big support from the Pompey fans, mate. So have you? Can you check, Noel, if you don't mind, mate? Well, I'm just going through a couple of these messages. What the score is on the other game? Because obviously I've got the Liverpool.
Well, we have Burnley and Tottenham. They're 0-0 right now at this moment.
Right, brilliant. So
I have that on. I have right now. Well, I have Tottenham and Liverpool on in the background.
Cool. Right, well, I think we got two championship teams playing each other tonight as well. And like I said, I've been so busy coming on from work and getting ready for the stream. I've forgot to check exactly what games are on tonight. But hello, sorry, mate.
Sorry, we have Stoke City.
That was it, Stoke City. Yeah, I did look last night, mate, but you know how it is. You're at work all day and you just forget, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm trying to absorb that much football when I'm not working that my brain sometimes just goes to mush with it. Aaron is saying, hi, PFC, mate, how are you? So you guys obviously talking amongst yourselves, which is great. Mikey with the sunglasses on. Dylan is saying, Aaron, good, thanks, mate. So these guys are talking amongst themselves. I'm good, mate. How are you?
I think they are talking to them.
So that's up the Blues. I've just seen, obviously, Ella saying hi, big Aston Villa fan, mate. You have to. I'm sure she will. I'm sure she's interested to fire a few questions at you. But some of these guys in the chat, mate, that are big fandom followers, very much involved in stuff that I'm doing on social media and follow the chat. Some of them, mate, are actually trying to become players. Some of them are actually training and involved in particular club. Like, for example, Ella, she's involved in the Birmingham ladies team. She's actually worked that one out, mate. She's an Aston Villa fan, yeah, but she is playing for the youth team, the ladies' youth team at Birmingham, which I'm not sure if you know, but that's two local rivals. They're rivals in the same city. So obviously, I'm sure she has some banter with her friends, the fact that she's an Aston Villa fan, but playing for Birmingham City. But she's a top football fan and a very good friend. So I'm just letting you know a little bit about some of the fans we've got involved in the chat, mate. So with regards to obviously you being a Portsmouth fan, and do you actually follow a particular EPL team, obviously Premier League team?
Yeah, I do. Man United.
Man United.
Yeah, I go for Premier League, yeah. But when it comes to Portsmouth and Man United, Portsmouth, no doubt at all.
Right, fair enough, yeah. Well, to be fair, mate, a lot of people outside the UK, you speak to them and they say, what Premier League club is this sport? And it's either normally Man United or Liverpool. So that's quite traditional, that, mate. So do you follow... Do you obviously, what time, when games are played over here at 3:00, what time are you getting them over there in LA?
Well, if the first matches, like in Premier League, the first matches will be starting at 4:45. That's the first match. And the rest of the match will be at 7 a.m. And the last match on Saturday will be over there, I mean, in the UK, Saturday night. And while right here is still going to be morning, it'll be at 9:30, 9:45, depending on what time they started in the last match on Saturdays. And then Sundays, it'll be different times.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So you have to get up like mega early if you want to catch the 3:00 kickoffs. What is obviously in the UK is called the 3:00 kickoffs. Okay. So do you speak to other fans in LA that follow UK football? Do they get frustrated with the kickoff times? Do you get frustrated with the kickoff times?
I believe that's one reason that my friends right here in the U.S. they don't really watch the English football. Most of them they follow more La Liga and the French league, I believe, but not many around my local area knows about English football. That's why then I joined in your chat room, which it was a privilege for me to be in it, and thank you for inviting me also and welcoming, and also all the group fellows over there, all the mates that um that they're in it, and we chat about it, about football, and which is is I like that positivity and the good thing about the chat. We get to know more about also another leagues, and not just the English football, but get to know all around the worldwide leagues also.
Yeah, well, obviously, obviously, if you guys that are involved in Fanden stuff will know what Noel is talking about. But any of you guys in the chat that don't know what Noel is talking about, I do social media stuff, and I do use social media to create a fan community, a positive fan community for you guys that are interested in what I'm doing with Fanden to be involved in, to feel a part of, because we keep hearing about all this hate and negativity in football, and I love football as much as the next man, but there is no need for the hate in it, and obviously I'm very much against that, and I'm quite an outspoken guy, as you guys that have got to know me already know. I'm not scared of using my mouth, and I will also stand up for people that are getting hated on unnecessarily, so I try to use social media to create a positive fan community, and you guys are all welcome to be involved, as long as you're positive and you're prepared to at least be respectful to other fans, even though you might not always agree with their opinion. That's fine. Nobody's asking you to agree with everything. But obviously, like I say, we try to encourage you guys to enjoy being part of something unique, but something where you have the peace of mind that you can come talk football and you're not going to get bombarded with loads of hate nonsense. Obviously, that is something that keeps growing. It's growing slowly, but I keep trying to push at it, and obviously just create something unique and positive for you guys to enjoy being a part of, so that like I say, you can enjoy the game that we love, but you can also enjoy it with people that are football fans that might support rival clubs, but you can enjoy it as mates together, debating the different aspects of what's going on in football, because every week, as we see week to week in UK football, there's always something new to talk about. No, obviously the internet keeps you quite up to date in respect of UK football. But do you, obviously I've seen in the US that ESPN obviously they've not been doing it recently because of obviously what's gone on with the virus, but they was doing it before the virus, where they was going around America and creating like fan zones and getting the US fans involved. Did you see that? And did you ever get involved in that?
No, I didn't really get involved in that. I was trying to look more forward, like local people, and more in the LA area also. But I got to meet I have a friend that lives in New York, so he was born in Portsmouth, and he knows more about it. So he tells me more about the history. So I learned. Shout out to William, which he's been telling me like a lot of history, and I've been learning a lot of from him. So, and then I have Mikey also, my boy Mikey. I speak to him too. He lives in London, so I contact them, and then I'm the only ones that I get to talk to about football before joining the fan zone. But other than that, it's good that I got to get to know your fan zone page and get to be in your chat.
So they're your two American football fans that you kind of have debate and discussion with. That's what you're meaning.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get to talk about Portsmouth, and it's. I mean, they made me
And
feel
who do they
more
support, mate?
closer.
Who
What was that?
who do they support? Who do your mates support?
On Portsmouth.
Portsmouth.
Yeah. It's
You
just
said you had
it's
two
Portsmouth
friends.
fans. Yeah, I
They're
get
both
to
Portsmouth.
right.
Right. Right, sorry, yeah, the line went a little bit crackly then, mate, so no worries. Right, so obviously I'll just quickly go to the chat. Guys, if you've got any questions for Noel, don't forget, drop them in the chat. Hit the like button if you could, guys, because it helps with the visibility on YouTube. And don't forget, if you're new, please do consider subscribing. Everything about Fanden is about involving you guys. So, like I say, I'm very passionate about building a channel for you guys to feel a part of. Just a quick update, guys. We're kind of 20 minutes in with Preston and Liverpool, and it's still 0-0. Obviously, I'll get Noel talking in a second, so I can quickly look up some team news. But yeah, Aaron is saying, yes, some mates, I've been busy as well. So obviously, you guys carrying on the conversation. Mike is saying hello to Dylan. Aaron Hart got Dundee United playing tonight. We'll be watching the game on TV. All right, yeah, mate. Sorry, if you've keeping an eye on the Dundee United game, let me know what the score is, Aaron. That would be much appreciated, mate. Obviously, always interested to keep an eye on Scottish football as well. I did check the other day for games, and obviously, I knew there were some Championship games on in the Scottish leagues, but I wasn't aware of any Premier League games through the week this week. But thanks for that, Aaron. Hopefully, he'll let us know what the score is with that. Mikey, good old traditional ground. Yeah, obviously, I think Mikey's a Portsmouth fan. So thanks for that, mate. Yeah, definitely agree there. One of the most traditional grounds in the UK, to be fair. And obviously, I've never actually been to Portsmouth. I've been to Portsmouth, but I've never actually been to the ground. So I think it's something that I will have to put on my bucket list to get down there. But it's only because I'm obviously up north in the north of England, so it's kind of it's a whole day if you want to go down to a game to Portsmouth. So, and I normally don't have that kind of time free, so that's the only reason I've not been down there. Dylan is saying that's what they do at Fratton Park. Yeah, mate, I think he's referring to the atmosphere there. Guys, don't forget, keep your questions coming in. I want to, obviously, any questions from you guys. Where was he up to now? It's just, there. I want to hear any questions you guys have got for Noel. Sorry, Noel, just bear with me a second, mate. I'm just trying to catch up with some messages. Ella is saying, I will be back in 5 minutes. Yeah, no problem. Will Thornton, that's why it's better we kept Fratton Park. Absolutely, mate. I totally agree. As a Bolton fan, don't get me wrong, I do love our new stadium. It is absolutely immaculate most of the time. And obviously, it's very nice to be in there. But I do prefer the old traditional grounds. It's got a more welcoming feel to it than these modern grounds, in my opinion. But obviously, some fans might prefer modern grounds. But me personally, I do like the old style grounds. It's very, it's got a feeling of the town and the community when you have an older stadium. So yeah, definitely agree there. William Thompson, I think that's saying. Stephen Allen is saying, hi guys, hope you are all well. Our special guest tonight, it joins us from LA. Go check him out on Instagram, and there's his Instagram account. So we got my assistant in the background there, mate, giving you a shout out and telling the guys to go and drop you a follow on Instagram. Thank you very much for that, Stephen Allen. Mike is saying, William, I'm not sure what he's meaning by that. William Thornton agreed nothing could beat Fratton Park. All right, so I think those guys are actually talking amongst themselves. William Thompson saying, we'll be back when I make breakfast. Is that your mate by any chance?
Yes, that's my mate. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Well, welcome, William. Great to have you involved in the chat. Mikey is saying, what's for breakfast? Mikey, my picks is of the King, Mr. Canoe. Right, oh right. I think he's making a reference to Canute there, and he the old Portsmouth striker, if I'm remembering correctly. Mate, obviously, have you got a score prediction before we get any further in this game tonight? Obviously, still 0-0. I'm not. I'm going to quickly look now at the team
Uh,
news. Got a score prediction now?
well, I have Stoke City is losing right now 1-0 against Brentford, and my predictions for this match against Preston against Liverpool, I think Preston will take it too. I think Preston has they're playing really well right now also, and I mean it could be anyone either way. It could be anyone. You never know. Can't really
No, that's
predict.
it.
Can't really predict really much because at the end, the beauty of football, it runs 90 minutes, and those 90 minutes, you never know what could happen.
Well, no, obviously that the beauty of the cup, mate, is that we love the cups because you get fixtures that you don't traditionally get, and obviously I'd love to know your thoughts on this. One thing that's irritated me is obviously from a fan's point of view on the other side of the world. What did you think of it when they took out the replay system in the cup games? Because obviously we don't have the replays now in the Carabao Cup or in the FA Cup. Did you agree with that? Did you disagree with it? And obviously, the main decision that most football fans are aware of that happened was to suit the Premier League teams. So obviously, being a supporter of Portsmouth, but also you're also a fan of United. What do you think of that from both sides?
Well, I mean, when you're talking about replays, is that the fact on the cup is that I'm really against that. I think they should allow and have the replays because well, actually, no, we're talking about replay. I thought of VAR. My bad. Sorry,
I'm
but
getting confused.
um, I mean, I think it's when it comes to Carabao Cup. I mean, I think it should be a solid one match. No replays. I mean, I get it that also they're trying to make money off of it, and I mean, I believe that.
Well, the big thing with the cups, mate, I'm not sure how aware of this you are, but the big thing with the cups and the replays was that it was very beneficial to the lower league clubs. So clubs playing in
Well,
League One, League Two, and even to a certain extent the Championship, it could be very lucrative. It could make them a good few quid just that one game because it's a replay. So, for example, if you got a team like Gillingham that's got a smaller stadium and they would
yeah,
they would get drawn against Manchester United at Gillingham, then Gillingham would actually, obviously, this is not the ideal thing. They would still try and win, I presume. But Gillingham would be happy if they got a draw in the first leg because the money that they would make from getting a second game at Old Trafford in a replay would be massive. It would be huge for that club. And that is kind of why I'm bringing a point up to get your opinion because it has been a while that they dropped it. It's been about 18 months now since they dropped the replay system. But obviously, that's why in the UK it was a big thing because it was a way of these little smaller clubs making some revenue and generating some extra income because during their league games, no disrespect to some of these clubs, but some of the clubs do struggle to fill their attendance at their clubs because they're in the lower leagues. So if they get drawn against the Manchester United or Chelsea in the Premier League, it was massive because they were guaranteed a full stadium. So that's the guaranteed ticket money as well as probably guaranteed money from the TV companies.
yeah. No, I mean I understand. Yeah, I was really confused with the replay and VAR thing because we call it replay right here. And
Right.
so I mean, yeah, the replay when you play when you tied and then you go to you make a replay on playing another match and then to the away side. Let's say whoever was at away, and then the next game will be at their home. And like you were saying, that it comes out to small clubs or small league clubs that they have they don't attend much people in a Saturday on Saturdays, and I mean, yeah, it'll be. I think they should be allowed on replays also, so that way they get to see also big clubs in their home grounds as well.
Yeah, Well, like I say, I was just pointing it out to you about the money side of it, why it used to be such a big thing. Because don't get me wrong, if Gillingham get a game against United at Manchester United, they'll still get a good payday out of it. But there was a lot of clubs that did look to get the replay because it would make them that extra money that and it could be another 10 years before they get drawn against a Premier League club. So that's why it was kind of a big thing. So I was just interested to know your opinion on it, mate. That was all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right, well, I've been trying to, Stevie, obviously my helper, if you could come and figure out the team news, because I am struggling to get the team news on here. I don't think normally I can bring the team news up on the computer, but obviously while I'm streaming, that's because I was rushing so much tonight. I thought I'd prepared well for this stream, but obviously you can always think you're prepared well, and then it actually comes to the stream and you realise that you're actually not as prepared. So unfortunately, guys, my apologies, I'm not able to bring you any team news right now because I've not got it coming up on my computer, and I don't want to start searching for it seriously because then I'm going to obviously stop concentrating on the stream. So Noel, obviously we're watching the game tonight with regards to Liverpool and Preston, but what did you make of the Liverpool-Manchester United game the other day? Because I presumed you watched that. Obviously a big talking point, Liverpool winning 5-0. What did you make of that, mate?
You just my thought it just went out of hand. Once it hits the first 2 goals in first half, it just says how Man United was, and it was just like I think it was just like any other bad day. Any club, we all go through bad days, but if it's consistency of just losing matches after matches, that's a big problem. That's when you got to say, hold on, like what's the club doing, or there needs to be a change. But in terms of Man United, I mean, it seemed that they just had a bad day. I mean, I don't see nothing bad about the way that they lost. I mean, Liverpool were playing better than Man United. Man United lost. Players sometimes lose their head during the game, so it also changes the game. And like we say in America here, like you gotta learn how to lose. If you don't know how to lose, you're not gonna win.
Did somebody forget to give that lesson to Deontay Wilder?
I believe so.
Yeah. No, you're right, mate. You are right. I think the thing with the United Liverpool game, it was the fact of the in that first half, the gap between the two teams, how organised, how committed, how focused they are, was blaringly obvious in that first half with Liverpool going 4-0 up. It kind of made the no disrespect. I am definitely not one for calling for managers to be sacked. I would only do it as a last resort if I thought that a manager had been given enough chances. Thank you. Then I would obviously speak up, but I'm not one that just jumps on the bandwagon. I'm not a big fan of fans keep calling for managers to be sacked as soon as bad results start going bad, because any manager can have a bad run of games. Right. So I'm not fully committed to this. Don't get me wrong. I think that Ollie does need to go. I think he needs replacing, but I don't think he should just be sacked like that right now in desperation. Right. I don't think it should be a panic decision. It should be something that is planned out over the next couple of months, and maybe give him till maybe Christmas, see how he's doing, and then maybe make the change halfway in the season. But plan it, because we've seen with Man United, mate, that if they rush, the Glazers, when they rush making decisions, they make bad decisions. So it's okay, all United fans kind of calling for the Glazers to sack him and get a new manager. But I keep arguing with fans about this, mate, that fans just think that you go and get the next big manager. But it's not as simple as that. There's all the paperwork. There's all the dealings that behind the scenes that we don't see, agreements and what have you, and it's actually quite a big process. So obviously, I've got to ask you the question: do you want Ollie to be sacked? Do you think he needs to go? And obviously, would you? If you do, who would you like to see being brought in to replace him?
Well, in terms of Ollie, I think Ollie should have given a chance at least to January, and then if there's no changes in terms of his way of tactics, it's just you gotta start. The club needs to start looking for the next manager. In terms on who would I want to be the next manager for Man United, it's very hard to decide. I've been hearing more about Conte and Zidane. Zidane, I don't think he will come to Man United at all. I don't think he's really interested on managing Man United. In terms of Conte, I mean, it could happen, but I don't really see Conte being a Man United manager since he's already been a manager for Chelsea. He made champions to Chelsea. So, I mean, if Man United really are really desperate to, I could say that word. I mean, I don't know if that would offend people. But in terms on that they want to get a cup, is that they should really rethink who will be. They should get other managers besides whoever been champions in the Premier League with other previous clubs.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Sorry, Matt. I'm just going to quickly, obviously, give a little bit of team news because I finally got it. It's because I've got no mouse. I'm having to use the stupid mouse at the side here. I don't like this mouse. It's one of them touchscreen ones. There we go. Right, so I've got a bit of team news. Obviously, now I can give you guys. Obviously, we're half an hour in, but it does appear that Liverpool have made quite a few changes to obviously Sunday's game, which is to be expected. Starting lineup: Nico Williams, Joe Gomez, Joe Matip, Costa, Tismix, I can't even pronounce his name, Taylor Morton, Curtis Jones, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, and Tikamin Minamino, Divock Origi, and Harvey Blair. Obviously, Preston team news. Just bear with me a second, guys. Preston have gone with Declan Rude, Sepp van der Berg, Greg Cunningham, Liam Lindsay, Alistair McCann, Joe Rafferty, Andrew Hughes, Ryan Ledson, and Sean Maguire. Tom Burker, some of these names, Barcusa and Brad Potters. Obviously, Preston appear to be playing a traditional 4-4-2 from what I can gather there. So that's quite interesting. That means there are two strikers up front, so they're going to potentially cause Liverpool some problems because they're being brave. They're not just sticking 10 men behind the ball, so to speak. Like I say, I've not been watching much of the game because obviously we've been deep in discussion. But guys, don't forget, please do hit that like button. And I want to get some questions from you guys now for Noel. Obviously, hear from you guys. Any questions you've got with regards to learning about anything in the MLS, fans in America, what they think of it. I want to hear from you guys because this is your opportunity now to fire some questions at Noel and get the perspective of football from an American fan. And also, do you class yourself as American, mate, or part Mexican, or what? Because I know, obviously, you said you like Mexico or something. I know Mexico did come up in our discussion.
Yeah, I mean, Mexican Americans, but I'm fully. My parents are both Mexicans, so all my family are Mexicans, but in I live in the U.S. I was born here, so I consider as also American. So if when it turns to Mexico against USA, I go for USA.
Fair enough. Well, I know I just wanted to be accurate, mate, because,
Yeah,
like I said, try to be respectful to everybody's personal beliefs. And obviously, some people are passionate about their heritage and stuff like that. So, obviously, try to always be respectful. So, that was the only reason I was asking, mate. I didn't mean
yeah.
any offense by it. That was
I
all.
mean,
So we've got Aaron saying, Aaron Hart is saying, yes, Gaz, mate, it's Arbroath Stadium, Gayfield Park, right next to the
yeah,
sea. So that's the stadium I was telling you about earlier, mate. So you'll have to have a check it out on Google because, honest, mate, I was fascinated. It's only a small football ground, but it is in such a unique place. I fell in love with it when I saw it. I was like, that is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Where better to put a football stadium right next to the sea like that? It really is nice. If any of you guys get a chance, do look it up on Google because it is a fascinating in a fascinating location. But thank you very much for that, Aaron. I appreciate you. I knew one of the Scottish lads would let me know. They know Scottish football a lot better than me, and they are very knowledgeable up there, mate. The Scottish fans. So thanks for that, Aaron. PFC underscore DY4 is Dylan saying, good to see the Blue Army turning up in numbers tonight. Yeah, mate, obviously, we would definitely, me and Noel joins me on Saturday. I don't know whether we'll do a full match stream or maybe a post match stream. We'll see what I'll speak to Noel after the stream tonight and we'll make arrangement. But yeah, it'd be great to obviously talk a bit. Obviously, we'll talk some Pompey tonight, but we can definitely have more of an in-depth conversation about Portsmouth if we're doing another stream on Saturday. But yeah, absolutely. Always great to see fans from all clubs, mate. Definitely, because like I say, we always want to be involved in and feeling like fans from all clubs can be involved. Dylan is saying, question for Noel: do you support an MLS team?
yes. My team for MLS is LA Galaxy. LA Galaxy, or I mean, I also like LAFC because they both represent LA right here in Los Angeles. So, um, but then another question: if when it comes to the derby games between LAFC and LA Galaxy, LA Galaxy, of course, because LA Galaxy has a story in LA that they're the first team that they represent LA, and so can go for LAFC and in terms of that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's an interesting question. That so obviously I'll keep your questions and comments coming because I will come back to it. But yeah, while I'm remembering, how does it come about? Is the rivalry, is the interest in LA growing for football? Because obviously, like you said, LA Galaxy have only been going for what I don't know, it's about 10, 15 years, something like that. It's not an old football club, so it's quite
No,
new in LA to be interested in soccer, isn't it? So is the
yeah.
interest growing in it? And with the if the interest is growing, is it just for the LA clubs, or are the fans becoming more interested in general football in LA?
Well, in terms of in general in the U.S. also, here in LA, we were always been passionate for football. LA Galaxy was the only team in LA, and it was good that we have another rival team that is it will be the derby for us, LAFC and LA Galaxy, which is a very good and it'll bring up it brought up more passion into the city and also to the in other cities around the area of LA and like it throughout the time I mean I remember watching MLS. I didn't really watch that much soccer when I was younger, but when I was a kid, when there was chance that I get to watch the Galaxy, they will play in a college field, and so and or some of them they will be playing in also in a high school stadium that um which now it has evolved, and now each club has particularly their own stadium. And but yeah, and also that the fact that I see in social media that MLS is a retiring league. Now it has evolved throughout the last um, 3 4 years that they have put more youngsters
So
into the first team,
how
and now
old
that it
is
was more
how
because
old
back
is
then
LA Galaxy? If do you know how old the club is, LA Galaxy? How old is it?
LA Galaxy has been around for I believe 25 years already. It's the same
25.
time as how long it's been MLS for. Because
Right.
MLS haven't been it hasn't been around that much as in terms in the English football leagues.
I think the reason I'm asking is because obviously I'm going to give you my perspective. I don't know if it's the general perspective for the UK, but I know from my perspective, I didn't really take much notice of America having any interest in football until David Beckham went to LA Galaxy. That was kind of when we started in Europe that we started to take a little bit more notice of the MLS and realize, oh, actually, this is an up and coming league. It might not be that great right now, but it is up and coming. It's looking to improve. It's looking to be establishing itself as one of the popular leagues around the world, and it is it's growing, it's new and it's trendy and it's growing. It's kind of like because obviously as you know in Europe we are spoilt with football. There is so much football going on that you don't really have time to take much notice of what's going on in Brazil or what's going on in Argentina or America or Canada or Australia, because we are just absolutely saturated with football week in week out in Europe. So as you can understand, with so much football, you kind of don't really absorb. But like I say, for me, I thought that the MLS started to get more noticed around the world when David Beckham came over there. Is that how it felt to you over there?
No, not really, because we had Landon Donovan. Donovan is the U.S. captain, and also for the LA Galaxy. So, and we always praised that Landon Donovan. Donovan was he's don't get me wrong, like it was good that the LA Galaxy made a statue for David Beckham, but I mean I think Donovan should have been the first player to have a statue in LA Galaxy, and because he's more of a hero for the LA Galaxy club.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Well, like I said, to be fair, I do remember, yeah, Land and Donovan. But I'm saying obviously because Beckham was so well known in the UK, it was kind of that's when, even though we knew that Landon Donovan obviously played in America, we kind of over here more related him to the US team, not
Right.
so
I
much for
mean,
what he was doing in the MLS. Do you get what I
right.
mean?
Yeah.
So we kind of caught. I know from my point of view, he kind of caught my attention when he was playing for the US.
Yeah.
It was that's what I'm trying to say. To give you a perspective of from my part. Obviously, the guys might think differently, but from my point of view, the MLS itself, the actual league, grabbed my attention when Beckham signed for LA
Right.
Galaxy.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, I totally get you. And when David Beckham came over to LA Galaxy, well, more people and showed up, and it was just every match it would just be full packed because you don't see big stars names as from when it comes from the European leagues, and having one of the big stars here in LA was really big a privilege to have him, and so everyone wanted to watch a big star. Is like also the like you were talking about the replays when big clubs go to the small town stadiums, that everyone is going to be fully packed on either on a FA Cup or the Carabao Cup. If they would have had the replays, and everybody's gonna want to watch the big stars. So it's almost the same thing as it happened over here when David Beckham arrived to the MLS.
Cool. Right, so that's cool, mate. Well, we'll go to back to the chat for a minute because obviously I can see there's another question here for you from Ella. Ella is asking, have you ever visited the Hollywood sign?
Yes, I have, and as a matter of fact, I do have a go to my Instagram account. I have a picture of Portsmouth with a sticker of Portsmouth by the Hollywood sign.
Cool. I think I have actually seen that on your account. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. Flying the flag over there for Portsmouth in LA.
Yes.
Thanks for that, Ella. Mikey's saying, while we're all watching the game with a beer, Noel is loading up a fresh coffee. Fair enough. Mikey also saying, I met Noel and William, who is also US based, following Pompey games during lockdown, and the Fernil
4-0 written all over it.
TV channel, I think that's saying. Both great lads. Right, well, fine. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Like I say, obviously, me and Noel have become friends. We've started to get to know each other in the last couple of weeks. He seems like a top lad, and obviously, great having him involved in what I'm doing. And it's great to see some of your mates getting involved, mate. Obviously, I know a lot of the faces or a lot of the account names are coming up, but I'm presuming some of these new accounts that I'm not recognising are friends of yours, mate. So great that they're coming in and showing you some support. So what's he referring to there with this 4-0 writers thing?
Oh well, 4-0 written all over it is a YouTuber which shows a lot of Portsmouth and what's happening, and so what when they will have during the pandemic, they will have the live stream. So we will watch on the live stream the match, and so we would all get in the live stream and we would get to chat around, and I will, and it was my first time to get into the live chats on YouTube and get to meet people from Portsmouth or fans of Portsmouth that it, hold on a minute.
Yep, no worries, mate. No worries. So obviously, Noel will be back with us in a few minutes, guys. Stephen Allen is saying, good point, Mikey, laugh out loud, enjoy the beer. So yeah, thanks for that, Stephen Allen, and also Mikey, also appreciate you getting involved in the chat, mate. Dylan is saying, good to hear Pompey, I think he's saying there. Definitely. Like I say, guys, if you got any questions for Noel, fire them in the comments. I'm not sure if he's staying for the whole stream or part of the stream. Obviously, that's his choice. I'll certainly ask him when he gets back. But if you've got any comments for Noel, like I say, drop them in the chat, and I'll certainly try and see if Noel will answer your questions. Mikey saying, William, so you guys seem to be talking amongst yourself. I am from Pompey, from Portsmouth. Well, cool, mate. How did you come to be living in America if you are from Portsmouth? I'm presuming maybe moved over there for work reasons, or your family moved over there for work reasons. Let me know, mate. Interested to know. William Thompson also saying, where's he gone? He keeps jumping. Where's my comment gone? William Thompson also saying Preston could do with Finney today. Sorry, I missed a comment there. I support Kingston Stockades in New York. It's a 140-mile round trip every game. Whoa, that's 140 quid fun. 140 miles round trip is that your local team as well, mate? Is that a local team? Is he referring to his local team there? Do you know?
Yeah, that's his local team over there in New York. He lives in New York, so we live coast to coast. We live
Yeah,
close to
no,
grounds.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just saying, but mind you, America, 70 miles is nothing, is it, to you guys? Do you know what I mean? That's you drive that just to go out for a meal, don't you, sometimes?
yeah. And I mean, even all the grounds are. I mean, they're all far away. It's not like in England that you could
The
get.
road, mate, the roads are too busy to drive 70 miles for a drink for a meal in this country. Seriously, it's like gridlock some days. Honest, you go out on UK roads and it really is like gridlock. It's a nightmare. Honest, ask anybody that lives in the UK. Your mate, he's lived in the UK. He must know. So don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's not too bad, but a lot of the time it's getting worse because we're in such a small country and there's so many people here now. It literally is getting to literally gridlock on the roads in the UK. So you just don't really, unless you've got work commitments or family commitments or something, you don't really kind of go too far out your local area just for general stuff. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Totally agree.
Um, William Thompson saying Preston could do with Finney today. Yeah, I think I read that comment earlier. But yeah, fair play, mate. Like I said, I've been so deep in conversation with Noel. I haven't really been absorbing too much of the Preston Liverpool game. Mikey saying, question for Noel: have you ever met a skuma out there in LA?
No, I haven't.
I'm presuming you mean
it,
scammer.
yeah, Saint Southampton, a Southampton fan. That's what he meant.
Ah, right. Is that what
But
he's referring to? Right.
yeah,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
but no, I
Fair enough.
haven't. At this moment, I haven't. I haven't bumped into anyone that is a Saint fan.
Fair enough. Dylan is saying, Mikey, that's a typical Pompey question. Fair enough. Aaron Hart saying, yeah, Gaz, mate, that's why I love Dundee United Stadium. Tannadice is really old and traditional. It's an amazing stadium. Love the look of it. Yeah, mate, absolutely. I do love Dundee as a footballing. I know it's I kind of a lot of people. It's kind of listed as a city in it, but it's not obviously it's not as big as a traditional city. But honest, mate, have you ever seen Dundee and Dundee United's ground?
I was chatting with Aaron on the group chat, and yes, I mean the reason I mentioned is because my friend William from New York, he mentioned last Saturday, I believe it was last Saturday, when he mentioned about Dundee United, and that they were really close. So yeah, I
They
mean
are,
I
mate,
heard
close. They're
really.
almost on top of each other. There literally is a road separating the two stadiums. That's it. There's just a
Yes.
road separating one stadium on one side, one on the other. That's it. They are literally right next to each other.
Yes, and that's why I was chatting with Aaron on the group chat, and but yeah,
It's very, mate,
yeah,
it's very
but yeah,
unique. I think there used to be a lot more grounds in the UK. I think there are a few more grounds that used to be quite close to each other like that. But obviously, like I say, with stadiums being knocked down, old grounds going. I
right.
mean, the thing what I've been
Me,
fascinated with, I've not know if you noticed, is how many actual old grounds are still around the UK that have just been abandoned.
yeah, I mean, I noticed, I know since I mean, I watched very close to the English football, and yes, I mean, it's just like Darlington, Darlington, um, and I mean, I know a couple of them from, I believe, MK Dons. Well, actually, MK Dons is different, but let's see, Wimbledon.
Don't worry, mate. You're getting confused with the grounds. That happens. There's
Yeah,
so many football
I
grounds
get
to
because
remember.
there's so many clubs, and sometimes I get so many
Yeah,
club
it's
names.
easily done, mate. It's easily done. Don't worry. I get confused sometimes,
But
particularly with Scottish clubs because I'm still learning very much about Scottish football all the time. So up there, sometimes I did get I have to remind myself when I'm talking to Dundee United fans
Yeah.
to say Dundee United, because obviously there's two Dundee clubs. So I
different.
have to always remind myself. And on the odd occasion, like late at night when I'm tired, I forgot to put United. And they'll be like, United, they'll tell me, they'll remind me, it's Gaz, it's Dundee United. You're not Dundee.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I know Forest, or is it not Nottingham Forest and Notts County, their grounds are close to each other.
Yeah, like I said, mate, I think back in the day there was a few more because, like I said, there has been a lot of grounds around the UK that have been closed down and clubs that have disappeared and stuff like that. One of the oldest grounds in Scotland is still part exists. The still part of the ground still exists, and it's overgrown with trees and all sorts. And that's I forget the name of it now, but that's quite famous ground, or it was back in the day. So I'll quickly go back to obviously some of the comments in the chat. Guys, please do consider hitting that like button. Like I say, it is helpful to get the visibility of the channel seen more on YouTube. That's the only reason I ask, is to obviously help other fans see the channel. Very much appreciated if you could hit that like button, guys. Show some support. Thank you. William Thornton is saying bacon and cheese croissants. No, mate, I like croissants with either, well, you guys in America call it jelly, don't you? But we call it jam.
Well, I mean, we call it both. Jelly jam is just two different things.
Oh, I always thought you guys call it jelly all the time because I've heard the saying of peanut butter and jelly. Which is disgusting. That just sounds absolutely disgusting to me, being English.
Yeah, I heard that before.
Well, that's because I don't like peanuts.
Right. Yeah.
Dylan is saying, yeah, Aaron, your stadium has a class atmosphere. Yeah, absolutely, mate. The Dundee United stadium is a very old traditional ground. So, yeah, definitely class atmosphere. Will Bertham, hello, mate. How's it going? Thank you for dropping in. Much appreciated, mate. Drop any comments or questions you've got in the chat, mate. Be much appreciated. Thank you. Mikey is saying, Aaron Hart, would you love to see a game in Scotland sometime? Two big derbies in Edinburgh and Scotland would be good to see. Absolutely, mate. There's some top games that go on in Scotland. Obviously, the one that gets the highlights all the time is obviously the Old Firm, which is Celtic Rangers. But I mean, in Dundee, the Dundee derby is massive. It might not be massive to the rest of the world, but in Dundee, it's huge. It's like the event of the year, and rightly so, because it's a big part of their community and stuff like that. But that gets me to asking, to remind me to ask, have you been to Pompey?
No. No, I haven't. That should be in my bucket list, though. That is in my bucket list. I need to go over there.
It's in the plans then. It's in the plans at some point in the future to get over and go to Fratton Park.
Yes, definitely. I have to be there.
Yeah, mate. You're in for it, and
knows that
you'll love it.
We're gonna be there. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, the atmosphere, just by listening to the atmosphere when I watch the games, and just like at the same time I do feel I'm there, but then I wish I would be there.
Oh, you'll love it, mate. The first time you go to Fratton Park, you will absolutely love it. It is, like I said, I've not been myself, but I know it from hearing from other fans I've spoke to when I've been to Bolton games, stuff like that. It is very well known as being a very atmospheric ground.
Yeah, it is.
Stevie Allen is saying that sounds well nice, William. Thank you, Stephen. Aaron Hart is saying, yeah, I love the look of it. It's got a modern feel, but it's old and traditional stadium at the same time. Absolutely, mate. I don't know. I don't know if it's got. I don't know. I've never picked up on. I've always thought of Dundee as just being a good old-fashioned traditional UK ground, to be fair. If you look at it, you can see with Tanadic, it's the kind of stadium where you can see the history in it, because you can see the stands of different time periods. You kind of got stands that have been built at different times over different generations, so you kind of get a feel for that in this when you see the actual pictures of the stadium. But obviously, Aaron would know a lot better than me, being the fact that he is a Dundee fan. But thank you very much for that, Aaron. Mikey is also saying, Aaron Hart would love to see a game in Scotland sometime. The two biggest derbies in Edinburgh and Glasgow would be good to see. Obviously, you would find that quite difficult, mate, because Old Firm tickets are normally sold as the minute they go on sale. So, but any of you guys wanted to go to a Scotland game, if you want passion, yeah, you can get it at the Old Firm with Rangers and Celtic, but you can certainly get it at Dundee, and also Hearts v Hibs is a good derby in Scotland as well. Mikey saying, nice, William Thompson. Right, so obviously you guys, I'll read one more comment and then we'll go back to Noel, because I've got a question for Noel myself. Aaron Hart is saying, Mikey, yeah, mate, I would recommend the Edinburgh derby. It's class atmosphere and a brilliant derby. And yeah, I've been to the Old Firm. It's amazing, the passion both teams have. Cool. Well, fair enough, mate. Aaron is also saying, how do you think Bolton will finish end of the season, Gaz, and anyone else? Well, with regards to Bolton, mate, they're kind of having a bit of a wobble at the minute, so I'm a bit disappointed. But we did show some courage and good comeback the other day against Gillingham, but I'm kind of worried at the minute. I can't really give a prediction, and the reason that I've got a good reason for not giving a prediction is because I think that I'm sensing there's something not right in the Bolton dressing room, because I'm not sure how many of you guys know, but our captain basically quit or was fired or whatever last week. There was an issue with the manager and the captain, and basically the captain has left the club and gone and signed for Stockport. So, you know, that kind of tells me that there's some unrest or something's not happy in the dressing room. So it would be kind of crazy of me to predict my own club at the minute, knowing that there could be a big problem in the dressing room. Did you hear about that, Noel?
Yeah, I did hear about that. Like, out of the blues, it's just like I just heard that he was going to go to Stockport. I'm like, whoa. Yeah, really
I know
shocking right there.
it's a bit of a,
Especially when, I mean, you guys, Bolton was doing really well, and I mean, it probably does make a sense that why he went kind of downhill for a bit.
Yeah, well, like I said, mate, it was I think it was a big surprise to most Bolton fans, to be honest. It was none of us expected that was going to happen, and he was a big player for us last season as well. So, but these things happen, don't they? But like I say, I'm more concerned right now with if it's left a problem in the dressing room. Because if one player can walk away as simple as that, then you've got to ask yourself the question: is there other players in the dressing room that are also not happy? You know what I mean? So, you know, and if that is the case, then how is the manager meant to get the best out of the players if there's players that are not getting on with him? But we'll only know over the next few games, and obviously a big clue to that will be when we play Portsmouth this weekend.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a massive game for us as well.
Well, yeah, because you guys have been having a bit of a bad run as well. So obviously, I definitely want to pick your brains with regards to that in a minute. But before I do, I want to pick your head about an LA Galaxy question before. Well, actually, it's an MLS question, actually, before I forget. I've noticed that you guys like to go to a stadium and have a barbecue outside the ground before the game starts. How many fans do that, and is it really popular? And how many hours do you go before a game to have a barbecue? How long before the game actually starts do you go? Because I've seen pictures of it in LA and America and stuff where you're having big barbecues outside the stadium.
Yeah, I mean, it's traditional for Americans, and especially for when it comes to the NFL. that they're used to drinking and doing barbecue before the match, and I think that, I mean, I am personally, I mean, um, the Mexican culture, we don't really do that, but Americans do that. That is, it's a traditional for them that they be there hours before the match and making a barbecue.
So is it? Is it actually? Obviously, I've seen it pass on. I think I noticed it the first time when there was. When they did the summer games with the EPL games, like the MLS Best 11 versus a Premier League team, something like that. And that was the first time I noticed that they did this barbecue thing outside the stadium.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a traditional thing for the American people, and it comes. I mean, it comes from um, from the NFL matches that before the match they do a barbecue and I mean start pretty much celebrating or either probably eat before getting to the stadium as well.
Well, I think it's because you guys ain't used to getting the amount of rain that we get over here. We get too much rain to have barbecues before football games.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
just so much rain over here, mate. And when the football season, if it was summertime, we might get away with it. But because the football in the UK is always played in the winter, you'd have no chance, mate. You'd have no
yeah,
chance.
yeah. But here is completely dry. We rarely get rain, and especially right here in California. And other places, there's other places. I mean, they do get mostly a lot of rain, and it's almost. But right here in California, where I live in my area, we don't get as much rain. It's mostly sunny, sunny days.
Send some of it over here, mate. Send some of it over here. So, guys,
Well,
sorry, Noel. Just a quick update on the game. Still 0-0. Klopp just making some changes. Harvey Blair coming on, and Connor Bradley going off, I think, or no, Bradley coming on, and the other way around. My apologies, guys.
right,
So still 0-0. 55 minutes gone. Just coming up to 55 minutes. Obviously, do you know what the scores are in the other games, mate?
well, Stoke City is losing 2-0 against
2-0
Brentford.
Stoke
Yeah, I
losing.
know. Yeah, and then Man City and West Ham, I believe is 0-0.
Right, no worries, cool. Well, like I said, I've just got the Liverpool game here, and I don't want to lose it because it took me ages to find it tonight, so I don't want to lose it. So I'm a bit reluctant to click into my computer because then I'll have to start searching it all again. But yeah, guys, please do consider hitting that like button and let me know questions. I want to hear questions from you guys in the chat. Let's just see. William Thompson saying, "Oh, sorry, I think I missed Aaron's final comment. Sorry, Aaron. How do you? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I did read that question. My apologies. William Thompson, I've missed you, Mikey. That I'm presuming that's your mate saying he's missed you with regards. But I presume you guys talk regular, mate.
I mean, yeah, we do. But when it comes, Mikey and William, we all met up in that group chat. When it with 4-0 written all over. It's a YouTuber. So
Yeah.
in his channel, but during the pandemic, he had the live stream, going through the match, and so that made us close to
Friends.
Portsmouth fans, and I got to meet these brilliant mates that became they're my friends now.
Cool, man. Not wrong with that. Like I
Yeah,
say,
so
obviously, as you know, you're involved in it now, and all the group stuff that I do on social media. I always encourage you guys to get friends, to become friends, to get to know each other as mates. and obviously that's going quite well. So yeah, I'm glad to hear there's other people encouraging it out there as well. William Thompson, I think the best derby north of the border is Ross County v Inverness. Well, yeah, that's a good shout. That's the Highland Derby you're talking about there, mate. That's a good shout. I actually did a live stream on that last year, but it was a little bit disappointing. I was told it would be quite popular, and it might be popular in Inverness. And obviously Ross County area, but generally in the UK it wasn't very popular. In fact, I think it was one of my lowest viewed streams actually, which was quite disappointing. But there you go. Just shows you guys I do try to cover as much different football across the UK. Mikey saying those lockdown streams will live long in the memory. So there you go, mate.
Yes. It is.
Aaron Hart is saying, William, good shout. Never been to that derby, mate. Well, yeah, cool. That's glad to see you guys all talking amongst yourself in the chat. That's always good to see. William Thompson, Aaron Hart would love to see a game in Scotland sometime. The two big derbies in Edinburgh and Scotland would be good to see. I think these guys are mainly talking amongst themselves now, so I'm just going to scout past that. Aaron Art saying, yeah, well, what makes the Scotland derby amazing is mostly the atmosphere. We know our football isn't great, but the atmosphere, especially at Hampden against England, is unbelievable. Can't beat it. Well said, yeah, mate. Not listen, don't. Seriously, there's some good football gets played up in Scotland. It just doesn't get as publicised. You got to think. It depends what football you want to see, Aaron. Because as much as we all like Premier League, I don't know how many of you guys know, but I'm a big fan of old-fashioned players like Roy Keane and players like Tony Adams, players like that used to do the dirty work. They do the dirty work in football. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only player I can think of today that's kind of like that, and obviously he's nearly ready for retirement, is his name's gone off the top of my head now. What's he called now? Plays for Liverpool. His name's completely gone out of my head. Well, we've got Jordan Henderson. He's very much like that. But also, I'm forgetting the other. What's he called? It's gone out of my head now. It's gone out of my head. I hate that. I'm really bad with footballers' names. I know them, but I just forget them. It kind of really annoys me.
It's like that. It gets to me like that too. The fact that I have it in my head, like,
it's there in my head. I can't. It's just not coming to the tip of my tongue, and it's really annoying. I can picture his face and everything, but hopefully it'll come to me in a few minutes. Aaron Hart is saying, PFC. Sorry, I think I missed one there. William Thompson, the lower leagues like Berwick, Brecon, etc. are fun. Yeah, mate. Like I said, there's some top away grounds in the lower league. Aaron Hart is saying, PFC, I would recommend probably Celtic and Rangers. Their stadium have amazing atmosphere, and I would recommend the Edinburgh Derby as well. William Thompson, further north, any grounds off the A9, Brara and Wick have to be seen to be believed. Wick is right up there, mate. You can't get much further north than Wick. Aaron Hart, obviously say, and PFC, you can come to Dundee for a United game, maybe for a derby. You need to be pretty quick to get tickets. Our derby sells out pretty quickly. Fair enough. Yeah, it does, mate. It does. William Thompson, Aaron, I always watch the Beano and Dandy when I can on TV. Fair enough. Fair play, and no, Livingston are beating us. Time to turn it round, mate. I'm sure there's still time. I think Liverpool's just took the lead with a goal.
Just go on
now. So we're on 61, 62 minutes, guys, and Liverpool have just gone 1-0 up.
Yes. We got Leicester beating on Brighton. West Ham and Man City are tied. Stoke City and Brentford are 2-1. Brentford is up 2-1. for now.
Oh, cool, cool. Thanks for that, mate. Well, like I say, I was just watching that goal back then. That's actually quite a good goal. It's amazing, isn't it, that we have. What fascinates me with these Carabao Cup games, these League Cup games, is that we see the managers make so many changes, and these players that are waiting to come into the team that come into these games are supposed to be potentially good enough to one day step into a Premier League team. And sometimes
Yeah.
we see that they're not even good enough to win in a League Cup game, which can be really disappointing. But I kind of think that's obviously just the fact that a lot of these players get a lack of game time. What do you
Right.
think?
I mean, I think it's. I mean, it's a. I think in the League Cups, I mean, I think there's a good thing about giving other players opportunities. And like you said, they don't have no play time in the Premier League, or they could use. I mean, I think it runs on their contracts, and I think that's why it comes to deals and making. No, okay, this is what I need you for. This is what you're gonna sign up so you're gonna play these matches and so forth. And I think, I mean, this is part of the contracts too, also as well, and giving also the youngsters playing time in the first team is a big opportunity. Also, it brings them up, and other clubs are watching too as well, and they get to so another way to grow is also like the FA Cup. Anyone can win the FA Cup, you know, as what it was back then too. But yeah, I mean, it's good to see young lads in the pitch too, as well in first team.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Like I say, I like seeing the youngsters and the fringe players getting game times, but I'm just saying I don't know why managers seem to leave it till cup games to thing it like just to give them a game, but don't actually like maybe could drop them in a game or two before. Do you get what I mean? To get them a bit of match fitness. Do you get what I mean? So like could bring them
Right.
on for say the last 20 minutes uh, of a Premier League game, the game before a cup game, excuse
Right.
me, to kind of get them much sharper, ready for
Hmm.
the game that they're actually wanting to use them for, particularly. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Totally agree with you. Yeah.
So obviously, I know that Portsmouth fans are probably itching for me to ask you some questions about Portsmouth. So I'm going to give you one or two. Obviously, there's been a lot of conversation just recently with regards to the owner, whether he's committed, whether is wanting to push the club on, or if his intentions are right about the club. Obviously, I don't know all the details. I've not had time to look all the details, but after speaking to a few Portsmouth fans, I know that some are kind of sticking with him, and some are kind of leaning towards he needs to get out the club. What do you make of it, mate?
I mean, I think he's doing what it goes in plan for him. I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm familiar with American owners, sports owners over here down here, and so the fact that the way that he's doing it is pretty much similar ways that he was doing in previous clubs, sports clubs, including hockey and baseball. Um, and the first thing that he was doing is just first the stadium first, make repairments and all that stuff, and towards the end making investing more when it comes to the stadium, the ground, because that's more of a value to them. The real estate, that's the key word, real estate.
The
That
infrastructure,
they invest money on the pitch, so that the value of the ground in the stadium it goes up, and that's the term of how he's doing. And and the fact that he's doing it makes sense that he has a certain budget to put on for the players or signing players, and that's
so
why it comes to
obviously, obviously, if I just, sorry to interrupt you, right? If I just point out, like, for example, as an example, the summer transfer window, this club seemed to sell a lot of players and then look to bring in a lot of free transfers and stuff like that, loan players. And I know that some fans was looking at it. Oh, he's just clearing out the squad and he's not bringing players in. He's not spending any money, but yeah, he's selling players and making money. But I also took it on board, and I don't want to take. I want to make sure I've got the facts before I make a judgment on it. But I've obviously we cannot overlook what happened last year with the fact that fans weren't allowed in the stadium, and
Mhm.
Portsmouth unfortunately are in a lower division, which means that they are very reliant on the ticket revenue. Because they won't make much money from the TV companies because they were in League One, so they're very reliant on the generating money from fans attending games, and they lost that last year. They didn't have any of that last year. So, do you look at that as the reason why the club and the owners decided to sell some players in the summer and didn't actually spend any money? They did bring players in, but it was a lot of loan deals, like I say, and free transfers. There weren't actually any money spent that I am aware of. So what do you make of it? Do you just put that all down to the pandemic, or do you actually think that this owner is looking to just kind of not put any money in? Because I know some Portsmouth fans that have told me, and obviously I don't follow Portsmouth all the time, but some Portsmouth fans have told me when he took ownership of the club, this guy, he said he was going to put some of his own money in. Now, I don't know if that's true. Like I say, I haven't looked it up. Maybe you, as a Portsmouth fan, are a bit more aware of that. I don't know, because obviously I'm also taking into account that you are on the other side of the world, so you might not be able to keep up with everything to do with Portsmouth. But obviously, I just want to know your thoughts on particularly looking at the transfer window just gone and what you made of it, and do you see that as a negative, or that the club are just trying to secure the future of the club by just basically kind of cut down the cost to make sure that they can fight another day?
Well, I mean, um, Michael Eisner, he's been, like I said, he's been a club ownership for other clubs, and the way that he's doing it is just the same way that he has done it with baseball and hockey. That um, he's gonna be doing that with Portsmouth as well. Um, in terms of the players, I was very upset that the fact that they let go six of our best players, that which we could have kept them and not actually sign other players. But probably in terms of the fact that the pandemic and the way that also we were talking about that the deals that even at the last minute it could go wrong, or the way that, like, if the player likes the deal or not, or and it could, the fact that I released them at the end, there's just no zero hope, and they release those players, and in terms for money that they get loan players, so that way they don't get to spend much money as what is going to be as signing another player for terms of a certain amount of money that these players want to get paid. And I mean, it's a big long term plan that's gonna happen, and it just we just need to be patient. Patient, it is what's gonna happen. I believe that I mean, in terms for this season, there's still hope for playoffs. There's still hope for playoffs for us, and we'll see throughout January how it ends up, and if we could get other players, or we sign players, or either loan players for the rest of the season, which we're in a lack of making goals, and our striker is not really doing that much for the club. I think in terms for Marquez, he his time is up in Portsmouth. He hasn't really been scoring goals at all, and it just it ra- even the owner said that, like, it has to rain in Portsmouth in order to win matches, and it says it on, like, for Marcus to either score, he has to rain in Frampton Park, which it doesn't have to be like that. I think his time is up, and we need to get a different striker, not at least a striker, a decent striker, or at least buy a striker that is going to help us make goals for throughout the matches. Marcus, I mean, um, last season, in the last 10 matches of the when the Cowleys got that position of being the next manager for Portsmouth, um, Marcus got a red, so he was out for 3 matches. In those 3 matches, we did play really. I think we played better without him. And once he came back, it kind of was like a curse, that the fact that he just wasn't the pitch, and it just cost us the. I think it cost us a lot of the promotion. We could have been promoting to championship, and would have been in championship for this season, but unfortunately it didn't happen, and it's a long process that's gonna happen.
Well, I think from my point of view, I look at Portsmouth as a sleeping giant, mate. They're a sleeping giant. The club has got to get its finances balanced and heading in the right direction. Maybe a cup draw against a Premier League club would help. Boost the club's finances. I don't know enough about this owner to give fair
Yeah,
comment on him. I do keep saying that I will, when I get a chance, I will look up some more information, try and learn a bit more about him. So I don't really want to comment too
yeah,
much on him until I know more about him. But they are sleeping giant. That's the reality. Portsmouth are sleeping giant. They will be back in the championship, I have no doubt, and probably at some point in the future. Obviously, I'm not sure how long, because there is becoming more and more competition to get back in the Premier League. But let's be honest. Portsmouth are a club, and they've shown that in the past. They can attract the players, they can attract the good managers. They are a club that can be a Premier League club regular, year in, year out.
yeah,
The problem with Portsmouth is clearly, or has been, I don't know if it is now, because like I said, I don't want to pass too much judgment on the owner when I don't know enough about him. But I know when a few years back, the unluckiness of Portsmouth was to have bad owners that didn't manage their finances properly and almost sent the club bankrupt. Well, they did go bankrupt, but the club nearly went bust
right.
completely. It was nearly gone. It was nearly
Hmm.
wiped off the face of the map because of these bad owners. So, as much as I know Portsmouth fans are frustrated and want to see Portsmouth back in the Championship and possibly back in the Premier League, like you just said, it's a process. It's going to take time. And like I've
Yes,
just said, they're a sleeping giant. That's the reality. They are a club that don't deserve or don't belong in the in the first division. They don't belong in the second division. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah,
unfortunately, the financial situation of the last few years has put them there.
yeah. I mean, it was when last time when in '09 and 2010, when they were last time in the Premier League. I remember that, and I mean they went to bankruptcy. I mean, they went to the, what's it called, that word, uh
Administration.
administration. Yeah, exactly, that's the word. So it, it was a big downfall. I mean, I think it's, if you think about it as also as yourself, if you go down in economically, it's gonna take some time for each individual to rise up and to be in a stage that where you want to be. And so I think Michael Eisner is doing the right thing. I mean, it's gonna take time, and we just have to be patient. I mean, he's a really a businessman. I mean, he's a businessman, and he's done it like I said before, he's done it with the baseball team, make them champions. I do believe that probably once, um, if anytime in the future, once we get in the Premier League, I believe that there is a chance of winning the Premier League, but after that, he probably will be selling the club.
Yep, that's fair enough, mate.
Yeah, because he's done it before, and throughout this year he's been owners, sports owners. He just made them champions and um and made movies of it. So I mean, I
Yeah,
believe that he's gonna do that. The fact that my predictions, in which I know very Michael Esner, he's from here from California, so is really close, and I really know a bit more of his ways of doing business, because for him is business as well. And so he could be making Portsmouth champions, and then make a film of it, and then later on he's just gonna probably leave Portsmouth.
fair
And
enough. Well, I think obviously,
but
if you're happy to join me on Saturday, then maybe we could talk a bit more about what you know about his dealings in American sport, because you said he's got investments in baseball and did you say hockey?
yeah, hockey. I mean, he was an investor. I mean, he left that, and like I said, like he he um he made them champions, and then he just left. Like he sells the ownerships to other owners, other people, now that he's not part of it no more. And I believe he has some investments in it, but he's not owners of it no more. And he made movies of it, and I mean, he done it with two sports clubs, so I believe that he probably would do for Portsmouth as well, and probably leave leave the club later, because there's no chance he's not gonna leave, as many Portsmouth fans in the UK wants to, that they want him out. I mean, I've seen it on the social media. They want him out, and some they don't. They're with it, and I could say, I mean, he's not gonna leave at all whatsoever. There's no. If he invested money
You leave
the
what you
club,
think.
he invested in money in the club, and he ain't gonna lose that investment. So he's gonna make the wins for him as well.
So there you go, guys. You heard it here first. Noel letting us know a little bit of insight into the Portsmouth owner, and just saying that he's the kind of owner that will, if he does leave the club one day, he will want to do it on his terms, and he will want to leave making sure that he gets his investment back in some way. So in other words, meaning that he will have intention to at least keep Portsmouth steadily
Yeah, and I
financially
mean,
balanced.
yeah, and financially too. I mean, he's not gonna leave the club and make him like how it was. He's gonna put Portsmouth in the right direction at towards the end. But I mean,
He might,
just
yeah,
as
he might not have the
Portsmouth
money.
fans,
He might not
yeah,
have the money to make him a Premier League giant, but he'll certainly get him on the right track.
right.
Is what
And
I'm
then
saying.
he's a businessman, and that's the only thing that probably Portsmouth fans don't understand, that he probably has so many business, and he could have the money in order to put in for the club. And I mean, and it's understandable. Yeah, like even I myself, I say that. Well, man, he has companies with this and over here, and deals with Netflix and so on and so forth. So he should be having the money to buy these players. But I think he's putting a certain amount of money into it, not fully what he has in himself.
Right, fair enough.
Hmm.
Cool. Right. So, well, like I say, obviously, if we catch up on the weekend and we stream, we can definitely talk more about this. Obviously, my apologies, Noel. I'm just going to try and switch back to the chat and a bit more on the game, because we've only got about 9-10 minutes left of the Carabao Cup games. And obviously, I'm hoping that Aaron has given us an update as well on how Dundee game is going. So just going to quickly go to the comments, see what these guys are saying. Mike is saying, question for Gaz. Bolton, like Pompey, fell from grace due to financial issues. Do you think Bolton will ever be back in the top flight? I don't know whether it'll happen in my lifetime, but I certainly hope that they will get back to the Premier League one day. But I think of previous experiences, Bolton, we definitely have. I think the impressions I've got of our new owners, they seem to have the best interests at heart of the club. I'm not sure if they've got the money to push Bolton to the Premier League. I think they could push Bolton to the Championship, no question, get us in a stable position in the Championship. But I think if we came to the point that we got into the Premier League, I think the owners that we've got now, I think that's their ambition, is to get Bolton into the Premier League and sell. I'll be honest. I think that's what they would do. I think they would get Bolton in the Premier League and sell. I think they would cash in because they're kind of like a Mike Ashley. They haven't got deep pockets. They haven't got crazy amounts of money. So if they got the club in a lot better position than it was in when they bought it, I think they would cash in and sell the club. But that's just my personal opinion. You asked me, so I'm giving you my honest opinion, mate. But yeah, one day, hopefully. I think, to be honest, I think most Bolton fans would just be satisfied to see Bolton competing back in the Championship for now. For the next few years, for the next 6, 7, 8 years, I think Bolton fans would be more than happy to just see us back challenging and competing in the Championship. And then obviously maybe after that push on. But you guys know, football as much as I do. You know that the Championship is a ruthless league. A team that can get promoted can also get relegated because it's that competitive. So obviously, as fans of Bolton and Portsmouth, I would presume most of you guys for the next few years, at least, would be just happy to get back in the Championship and be competing in it. What do you say, Noel?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, yeah, and then I see. I don't think why Bolton is in. I mean, I know why is the reason why Bolton is in League One, but they shouldn't be in that position. They should have been more in the Championship.
But it's the same reason Pompey ended up down there, mate. So many clubs ended up. Ipswich are in the same position. You know what I mean? So many clubs. Wigan dropped into the first division. Same problem, money. All because of owners mismanaging the finances.
Exactly.
But yeah, excellent point, mate. William Thompson. Now I live in USA. I back the USA even over England. Right, well, fair enough, mate. Respect for that. Obviously, you're showing loyalty to the country where you live. Not sure. Obviously, everybody's different. I don't know. I think even if I moved to America, I think I'd have to still support my country in competitive games. But that's just me. Everybody's different. But I respect that, mate. At least you're honest. I respect that. William Thompson also saying no good player. Two. Oh, you told me. Tell us a little bit. Obviously, guys, it's 2-0 for Liverpool. So obviously, I'm not seeing the goal go in because we've been deep in discussion. We're on 85, just coming up to 85 minutes, so about 5 minutes ago. So obviously, we talk a bit more about this if we do another stream short with Noel. But a quick one, mate. Just give us a quick one if you could. Just a quick overview of what you do with this league, because you're involved in a league, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm decided to make a team and name it Portsmouth, so that way, also other people will get to know who is Portsmouth and who do I go for as well. I mean, this is over here in these league games, and they always put in top team names. So I'm doing a unique thing that so people could also get to know what is Portsmouth also all about.
Fair enough, yeah. So what's the actual league? Is it like just a Sunday league, or is it an under 18s league, or what? Is it designed? Is it just designed for locals to play football, or is it designed to actually help youngsters get to be professional players? Is what I'm asking you.
For now, it's a local league, which manager player for now. So I'm managing the team, and also I'm playing. But my plan is to also make a youth team in the future and start training these youngsters also. And but yeah, but for me it's is I've been trying. I want to make a Portsmouth team, like name it Portsmouth, so that way it will get to know be known, and knowing that sooner or later it could be in the Premier League and people are gonna be known and they're gonna be okay. I've heard it before, you know, and
Yeah, well, it is known in some parts of the world. It's just obviously it's just like Bolton. Some parts of the world. I mean, I've been to Greece with a Bolton shirt on, and people have walked down the street and looked at my shirt with a Bolton shirt on because I like bright clothes. So when I go on holiday, I look like I stand out like like you wouldn't believe, like the sun. So I always pick bright Bolton shirts to wear when I go on holiday, and they always stand out and they catch people's eyes, and you can see them looking. But you always get somebody that recognises them. Oh, that's Bolton. I know Bolton. You know.
oh, now I wear the Pompey jersey, and they just the only thing they ask me, who's that team, or why do you go for that team? So I need to give I kind of explain to them why, and like
So
I have done it right here in the live stream.
yeah, well, you do. Yeah, you're gonna, mate, because you're all the way over in LA, so you're gonna get a lot of people asking that question. Right, so I'm going to try and bang through a few of these comments because we're done 88 minutes now. Still 2-0 to Liverpool. Have you got the scores in the other game, mate?
So far right now, let me check.
Yeah, no worries if you could. It's just I don't want to go searching for it. Sorry, Mikey was saying, true, he played really well. So obviously you guys.
Yeah, because I mean I there's another thing also that when I was a youngster I was about to get a Mendes agent, and so I was close to get a actual a tryout over there in Portsmouth. That was my main goal, that I was gonna become a footballer. And so to become a footballer, I told the agent that I wanted to join I wanted to play for Portsmouth. And so I mean in terms of money it didn't happen. So I mean it's unfortunate, but I'm a Pompey fan, that's for sure.
Cool. Well, like I say, mate, when it comes to getting to be a player, you just have to kind of be prepared to play wherever when you get trying to get established, because obviously young players breaking through. Once if you become a pro player, then you can be a bit more choosy, I presume, with what club you play for. But I think actually trying to become a pro, you just have to accept what club you can play for, don't you?
Yeah,
Um,
it is.
So, mate, I'm going to just quickly try and go through some of these comments. William Thompson saying MLS is good standard now. Phoenix could be Ipswich.
Oh yeah, I mean the level. Well, he's trying to say that the level in here in the U.S., because we also have like in the UK League One, League Two Championship, and we have those levels over here. We have USL Championship, USL League One, USL League Two, and then we got the Nationals, and it goes down and down. I mean, it has evolved throughout the time, and all these leagues has very potential. You see a lot of youngsters in these matches, and the tactics, the skill, the way they play the ball is way different as it is over there in the UK. Right here, we press more up front. We keep more pressing more up front, and so um, these I could say that these MLS players, youngsters, have the potential to play in the championship or in the EFL League, League One, League Two, um, and that's one thing about that. I was had questioned that why Portsmouth doesn't get if it comes in terms of money, why don't they buy players or get players from here for down than the MLS, which um, it could be a lot cheaper as well too, because they got the skill that which right here we're used to it of playing a humid, hot, sunny day, and while they would be able to play in a fresh, raining day is a lot quicker because. I mean, even myself, I see the difference when I play in a hot, sunny day. It brings us down, but it's a lot of big um, it helps us in a skillful way that when it comes to just in a fresh cloudy day for us we'll be playing a fast and more sustained more resistant and durable of playing the game.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, like I said, I think the main point of what you're saying there, in answer to your question, the reason that Portsmouth probably not scouting players in America is that reason exactly. The cost of scouts. It'll be the cost of having people doing that job in America for them. It's just not a cost that the club can afford right now. The problem is there's so little money in the League One and League Two that clubs just don't have the money to send scouts around the world to look at players. They just don't have that money. So that's you're right in what you're saying, that it might be a good idea for lower league clubs to look in America and Canada and maybe Mexico and stuff like that for potential talent. But it's the cost of having a scout out there, paying out for the hotel cost of a scout to stay over there and do this, pays wages, traveling costs, all that kind of thing. It doesn't sound a lot to a football club, but when they're in the lower leagues and they're getting such poor money for prize money, it is quite a lot of money. So, guys, it's full time now. Liverpool have won the game against Preston 2-0. Obviously, my apologies that we haven't talked about it as much as normally would, but obviously I'm sure you guys can understand the fact that Noel has joined us tonight as a special show. So obviously been having a lot more conversation with Noel. But yeah, the Liverpool game is now Liverpool-Preston. Obviously, Preston have gone 2-0 down at home, but they put up a good fight. I was watching bits of it, guys. They made it difficult. They didn't make it easy for Liverpool. But I think, obviously, the fact that Liverpool, even though they played a lot of the youngsters, I think they just had that bit extra quality in the team to get the goals. So obviously, I'm sure Preston are disappointed, but hopefully they made some money. That is the big thing for Preston tonight. Yeah. Hopefully they made generated some good money, because I'm sure that even though Preston are a championship club, I don't think they fill their stadium every week. I think it depends what teams they play. So I'm sure that they filled the stadium tonight, and that would definitely, hopefully, help the club. And I know that the fact that it was on telly would help the club financially.
Mm-hmm. Also as well, yeah.
So, guys, I'm going to quickly try and rattle through some of these comments now, because obviously I do want to cut it short soon, because I've been on this since late. That's why you've seen me yawning. My apologies. But as Aaron would tell you, Noel will tell you, I was up till 4 o'clock this morning, planning and making the preparations for tonight's stream. So I have not had a lot of sleep at all today. So I'm feeling quite shattered, to be honest. But that's the commitment that I show to the channel, guys, that I stay up late sometimes. Even when I've got work, I stay up late messing about, getting edits done and stuff like that. So like I said, going to try and rattle through your some comments, guys. Please do consider hitting that like button and subscribe if you're new. It'd be very much appreciated. Any last minute questions you've got for Noel before we close up the show, drop them in now, because like I say, I'm going to try and rattle through as many of these comments as possible now, and then wind up the show. But hopefully Noel will be joining me on Saturday for either a live match watch along like this or a post-match reaction. Obviously, I'll sort that out with Noel after the show. But yeah, if you're up for that, Noel, we could do something on Saturday if you fancy it, mate.
Yeah, we do. It'll be a privilege to do one, especially for Bolton and Portsmouth, since you're a Bolton fan and I'm a Portsmouth fan. But yeah,
it'd be a great show, mate. It'd be a great show, yeah. Definitely. So William Thompson is saying Donovan was MLS and US. Yeah, I think we mentioned Donovan earlier. But thanks for that, mate. Aaron Hart, Dundee FC are losing 4-0 to bottom of the league. Oh, that's a bit of a mate. All I can presume with that is maybe you guys just having a bad night. maybe not enough focus from the players for this one game. I'm not sure, mate. I'm sure you'll let me know the details when I speak to you later. Aaron, I'm sure, obviously, I'm going to be speaking to you later, mate, because you have shown some fantastic support to the channel and obviously what I'm doing. So you've definitely earned the right to be invited to the fan zone. I did mention it to the other week, mate. So I will definitely speak to you later and try and get you in the fan zone if you're interested, mate. I really appreciate the support you've been giving the channel. And I have noticed that you have been on quite a few streams now showing support in the chat and getting involved. So always appreciate that. And that is what the fan zone is for. It's for you guys that obviously get involved and want to be involved and a part of Fanden. So thanks for that, Aaron. PSC underscore DY4 is Dylan saying hopefully they can bounce back, Aaron. Yeah, absolutely. Well said, Dylan. Like I say, maybe just put it down to a bad night. I'm going to take them off because they're annoying me. I keep catching the wire on the table. It's doing my head in. Sorry, Noel. I'm just trying to rattle through some of these comments, mate. Hopefully they can bounce back. Yes, so obviously, but Dylan's showing some positivity there to Aaron. Like I say, Aaron, maybe just a bad night, mate. William Thompson, EPL depends on US keepers. Oh, well, that's an interesting one. What do you make of that, mate? EPL depends on US keepers, your mate William Thompson is saying.
Well, we had Tim Howard play for Man United as well, and Everton.
Mate, there's been some cracking keepers. There's been quite a few American keepers in the Premier League.
Yeah, we do. There's some U.S. goalkeepers in the Premier League. We got also the goalkeeper that plays for Man City. Also, he's a second goalkeeper for Man City. He's a youngster.
And you had was it Newcastle keeper not so long ago? He was from America as well. Tim Howard.
Tim Howard, yeah.
Yeah. So good shout there, Mikey. I was just thinking that William. I'm not sure following that. I'm presuming he's responding to your mate.
Probably, yeah. That's what is happening.
Mikey, good lad. Noel, some good support coming from your mates there, mate. I'm Exit Football. Hi, Fanden. How's it going, JD? Great to have you on the show, mate. Good to see you. And it's lost my place again now. Where's my place gone? Oh, there's a lot of comments here. We're way behind. I'm good. Thanks, mate. Thank you very much for dropping in. Hope you are okay. I did comment on your channel the other day watching, showing support. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it kicked me out or what, but something definitely went wrong because when I refreshed it and went back in, it wasn't showing any of my comments, which was a bit strange. But it might have been my computer having a wobbler. I don't know. But thanks for dropping in. IMAX It Football, top man. Guys, go and check out IMAX. Some of you guys know, he's a good friend, and he's also been helping me learn and improve on YouTube. He's a lot more experienced than me, so go check out his channel, as he's a good friend, and he's been obviously trying to show support to me and help me learn and improve on YouTube. So obviously I am always willing to show support right back, and he is a top guy, so go and check out his channel. He loves talking about all football, but he obviously is a big Jamaican football fan as well. LX is saying women's football is bigger in the US than the UK. I really want to visit the US. It's so cool. Well, that's fair enough. Is that true, mate?
Yeah.
Is that a fair comment?
Yeah, I mean it is. I mean, winning the World Cup in the US says it all. But yeah, I mean, and it's I mean, we see also the the Women's Football League from the UK. They also broadcast it down here in the US, so it's popular. I mean, it's increasing the amount of people are watching and for the women's football, and I mean that is a good thing. It should be, I think, inequality for both. I mean, their football is also different, and also I could say it's good. It's their level is really good as well. They play beautiful football.
There you go, Ella. So obviously, Noel agreeing with you that the ladies' game is popular in America. Guys, just a quick update. I'm just seeing the penalty shootout. It's gone to penalties between West Ham and Man City. Man City just about to take a penalty. Jesus is taking it, and it's currently it's now actually 3-2 to West Ham on penalties. So West Ham winning 3-2 at the minute on penalties. West Ham has scored 3, Man City have scored 2 and missed 1. So they've actually took 3 penalties each, but Man City have missed 1. So West Ham obviously winning 3-2. 2 more penalties to be taken on. Obviously, if they level it up, it could go to more. So yeah, just giving you a quick update there, guys, with what's going on in front of me. Thank you very much for that, Ella. William Thompson, in truth, I have found that US fans know more about soccer worldwide than many parochial English supporters. Parochial, what's he saying?
Partial.
Oh, partial English supporters. I'm not gonna get into that one, mate, to be honest, because I'll have a different opinion, obviously. You should do talk along this Saturday. We was already talking about that, mate. We're already talking about doing a live stream on Saturday. So yeah, hopefully we'll sort that out after this stream and hopefully be with you guys on Saturday. William Thompson, I moved for work. All right, thanks, mate. That's in answer to my question earlier. That's fair enough, mate. Well, hopefully it was worth it, and it has made your life and prospects in positive for the future. LX, one day I want to visit the Brooklyn Bridge, Lanigan Beach, and Disneyland, Florida. That's a lot of places, Ella. A lot of places. You're going to have to make some money if you want to visit all them places. Aaron is saying, Aaron Hart. Sorry, mate.
It's possible.
Yeah,
anything is possible.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. West Ham 5-3 at the minute, guys. So I think they've won it. Yeah, West Ham have won it 5-3 on penalties. So that's West Ham.
And speaking about American goalkeeper, they had the second goalkeeper from Man City. Actually, and he was playing. Actually, you hear me?
Are you there, mate? Sorry, I think your feed is breaking up a bit. Can you hear me?
No. Can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, it went a bit staticky. Yeah, I can hear you, mate.
Yeah, no, I was saying that speaking about goalkeepers, that we had for Man City, he was playing right now.
All right, Noel, I think Noel, you're having some complications with your camera, but not to worry. At least we got through all the stream really without too many problems. Sorry, Aaron was saying, nah, mate, support Dundee United, not Dundee FC, so I'm pretty happy about that. So obviously you guys there having a chat amongst yourself. William Thompson, Ella skipped the bridge. Ella skipped the bridge. Fair enough. Mikey is saying the two Nottingham stadiums are very close. Yeah, mate, that's a good shout. Mikey, Forest and Notts County. Yeah, good shout. William Thompson, divided by a river. Right, yeah, that, like I say, good shout, that, guys. PFC_DY4. Oh, yeah, sorry, Aaron. I got the two mixed up all the time. Get the two mixed up. Yeah, one, you don't get mixed up with the Dundee clubs, mate. William Thompson, jelly is not the same as jam. Well, like I say, mate, I'm going off the American movies. You know, in the American movies, it always says, peanut butter and jelly. You know what I mean? I don't live in America, do I? So I always presumed it's, jam and peanut butter. I'm hoping it's not real jelly. It's not real jelly, is it?
No, I mean, two different things, jelly and jam. jelly is more. It's hard to explain it, but it's totally two different things because there is
Yeah, I know it's
we do
I know it's two
separate jelly
different
and
things.
jam.
Jelly in this country is what you put in a bowl and you add up water to it and you put it in the fridge and it goes out. That's jelly.
Oh, no, jelly. I mean, is more. It's like jam, but it's like jam, but jelly
Jelly
is
is jam, but
like
it's not jam.
yeah. I mean, it's hard to really explain it, but
Right, so I
it's
need to go out. I
totally
need to go to America, guys, and investigate what jelly is in America. What exactly is jelly in America? Because I'm
it's
confused
jam.
now. I always thought jelly in America was jam.
As I mean, I believe. I mean, jelly. It's because it is preserved, but is like I know what you mean about jelly. That when you put water, you put it on the fridge. Yeah, that's totally different. But this is jam.
Right, fair enough. Well, I think
Yeah,
we'll carry on this conversation another time. Uh, so, guys, I'm just going to read through a couple more comments and then call it a night because we are having a few technical problems, I think, at Noel's end with the camera, which is understandable because we've been streaming for 2 hours now, guys. So, obviously, I want to kind of wrap this up now. But like I say, I'm going to speak to Noel and he's going to be joining me, hopefully, on Saturday to do a special show for the Bolton v Portsmouth game where we can talk more about Bolton and Portsmouth in a lot more depth. Aaron Hart is saying PFC is not a problem, mate. You need no need to worry. I don't mind if you get confused. William Thompson. Sorry, guys.
these are from way behind.
Sorry, mate.
No, these are. I think these are from like way previous ones.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Let me.
comments. Like I say, I normally keep up with it when I'm on my own, but obviously it's not as easy when conversation. But that's all good. So, guys, I think some of you guys are talking amongst yourself. Was your captain Anton Sarcevic? Yeah, sorry, yeah, Bolton's captain was Sarcevic. Yeah, guys, yeah, that's the player. Sorry, you throw me off then because obviously I was thinking about obviously coming to an end then. But yeah, Sasovic is the Bolton player that left it on last week. There was a bust up with him and the manager, and obviously he's left and gone to stand for Stockport straight away. So very disappointing, mate. William Thompson, we only win when it's raining. So there you go, guys. If you're a Bolton fan, pray for sunshine on Saturday. Mikey's saying no. When you get over for your first Pompey game, we'll have a cook out behind the Fratton end, mate.
Yeah,
so I think he's saying have a barbecue at Fratton Park. Ella is saying, was this a fantastic? Whoa, this was a fantastic stream, guys. Thank you very much, Ella. Appreciate it, guys. I'm sorry, I'm not going to probably get through all the comments because, like I say, it's been quite a long stream. I do want to try and read out a few more though. Ella X, really good views. Thank you. I can't see the views obviously when I'm on StreamYard, the software I use. It shows me how many people are watching at a time, but it doesn't show me the total views. But thank you very much for the support, Ella. Always appreciated. Thank you very much. Aaron Hart, hi, Ella. How are you today? So obviously you guys talking amongst yourself. Mikey, love you, bro. PFC Dundee. Dylan is saying, we're having a Barbie down Fratton Park. Fragment Road when you fly over. So I think they're already planning a party for your visit, mate.
Yep, I guess so. We're making a barbecue now.
Yeah, that's it. The party's already planned in Portsmouth for when Noel visits. So that's good to hear. Dylan is also saying, good to see the Blue Army has turned up in numbers this evening. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, guys. Like I say, we'll be able to talk a lot more about Portsmouth on the Saturday stream. Aaron Hart is saying, whoa, I've been very active in this live stream. Yes, mate, you have. Thank you very much. Really appreciated. Obviously, I can't see it live. You guys have been. I've just obviously, some of you guys know, I do a lot of streams on my own at the minute because a lot of fans not comfortable being on camera. So obviously that means a lot of the time I do a lot of streams on my own. So it's been quite a nice night for me having Noel here with me as company, and obviously being able to learn a bit of football knowledge from an American perspective, which has been fantastic. Mikey's also saying, thought on Brentford. Brentford, incredible start to life in the Premiership. Absolutely, mate. Yeah, like I say, we've seen it not so long ago with who was it now? What they call? I've forgotten the name now. Who had Eddie Howe managed? Bournemouth. They came up and had a good spell. And even if they don't stay up like Bournemouth didn't stay up, if they can stay in long enough to make some money, I'm all for that, because it's going to put these clubs in such a better financial position when they drop back down in the Premiership, the Championship, if they don't spend money stupidly while they're in the Premier League, that is. But yeah, what do you make of that, Noel? Do you think of Brentford doing well?
Yeah, I mean, I think they do really well. I mean, it's like happened to Sheffield United. You know, like it was unfortunate that they had to be relegated, which due to the VAR, but which it cost. I was really like, not being a fan, but I was really upset the way that they recall that they should go to the review and it showed that it wasn't, that it wasn't a goal or whatever what happened, but that which it caused Sheffield United to get relegated in that terms. And I think they should be working more in those type of situations.
Well, hopefully Sheffield will bounce back, because I don't think they spent stupid money while they was in the Premier League. I think they spent money quite sensibly. So hopefully they will bounce right back and maybe be back in the Premier League at some point.
Right.
Ella is saying, sorry, go on, mate. You wanted to say?
Oh, I'm not saying that for Brentford. I think they'll do pretty well throughout in the Premier League.
Definitely. Well, hopefully, mate. They get the main thing for a club like Brentford. I don't mean them no disrespect when I say this, but the first thing to do when they get in the Premier League is just earn some money, because they've been obviously they're a club that's been down in the Championship, and maybe I'm not sure. Obviously, I've not followed Brentford fanatically, but I'm sure they've been in League One at some point. So they're a club that have been starved of success and starved of finance. So the beautiful thing that they will get now is they will get a big, massive pot of money, and that will help the club balance. Maybe invest in the training facilities, maybe modernise the training, the changing rooms, things like that, which is absolutely massive. So it's great to see clubs like Brentford having that opportunity. LX is saying, did you answer all the questions? I'm not sure what questions. Every question that we've been getting to, mate, we've been trying to answer. LX is saying, what is Noel's Instagram account? I did put it in before. Do you want to say it, mate? But I will send it you later, mate. There you go, Ella. Dylan has already put it in. LA Pompey, L.A. Pompey, football 92. So there you go. So you should hopefully have a couple of new followers when we're finished, mate. Stephen Allen, thanks, Dylan. Was just about to do that. Top guys, I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Dylan. No worries. Right, so Mike is saying, hi, Ella. Did lose Jack Grealish to Man City made a dent in your team and as denied? So a lot of you guys talking amongst yourself in the chat. I'm going to call it right anyway there, guys, because obviously, like I say, we're coming up to about 2.5 hours now, and obviously I know it's daytime where you are, Noel, so obviously I'm presuming you might have other commitments that you need to get on with. But it's been great having you on the show, mate. Apologies to you guys in the chat that I haven't managed to get through more comments. Hopefully I will get through a lot more when we do a live stream on Saturday. Obviously, you can understand, like I say, with having Noel on for the first time ever, we've had a bit of an in-depth conversation with regards to obviously getting Noel's viewpoints on football generally and stuff like that. So any last words you want to say, mate, before I call it a day?
It was a privilege for me to be in your live stream, and thank you. And it was really fun and had a good time. And we should do this on Saturday. I'm looking forward. Hopefully, you have the time and to be able to do this for Saturday.
Yeah, mate, it's been absolutely fantastic having you on because, like I say, I've had already had some in-depth conversations with you on social media, and I know you've got obviously you've got a lot of football knowledge. That's what quite surprised me because obviously, no disrespect, but obviously, I know I think I said it to you when I was talking to you on social media. You guys in America have got so much sport going on. You've got MLS, you've got obviously the football, you've got you've got hockey, you've got basketball, you've got the car racing. There's so much sport in America. It's unbelievable. As well as obviously you've got what you call football over there, but it's not football, it's rugby.
Yeah,
it's rugby, but you guys call it football over there.
Well, no, we call it rugby right here. We call it rugby. What is football? Rugby will be the AFL from Australia.
You call it American football, don't you? American football.
American football, yeah. NFL, we call it. I mean, football, yeah.
Yeah, but that's not actually football. It's more like rugby.
Yeah, but with helmets and
yeah. Yeah, but that's not football. They don't kick the ball. They carry it.
Yeah, they carry it. Yeah. Totally different, right here in America when it turns to like soccer. I mean, I guess they already had football in the word and as a sport, so they use soccer. I don't know.
No, fair enough, mate. Well, like I say, that's the only reason I was buzzing to learn that you know quite a bit about football. That was the point I was making because, without no disrespect, I don't mean no disrespect, but you are spoiled in America for sport. You have got so much sport going on in America. You are kind of spoiled with it, really, aren't you?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. I mean,
well, there is a lot of sport, mate. I mean, we don't get me wrong. There's a lot of sport in the UK, but a lot of it's not popular in the UK. Whereas there's a lot of variety in America that is actually popular. Do you get what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. So hopefully Noel will be joining me on a live stream on Saturday. It's been absolutely fantastic having him on the show. Like I say, my apologies again, guys, that I haven't managed to get through all the comments. But like I say, it's been great having Noel on. If you guys like what Noel's doing, I like the idea of coming on and having your opinions on football the way Noel is. You can either do it by coming in the live chat if you don't like being on camera. But if you're comfortable with being on camera and want to come on a show like Noel has tonight, you can just drop me a message on social media and we'll get it arranged and get you on. That's what Fanden is about. It's about you. It's your channel for you guys to get involved in, whether it's in the chat or whether it's coming on camera with me. You have both options, guys, available to you. Like I say, if you're interested to come on the camera on an actual show, then you need to drop me a message on social media to let me know so we can make the arrangement. But absolutely, big shout out to Noel tonight for coming on the show. Massively appreciated. If you guys haven't seen Noel's Instagram account, you can drop me a message and I will certainly send you the link. In fact, you can actually go on my story right now on Football Fanden on Instagram and on Facebook. I've also put it on Facebook, and you will see his account name link right there. So you can go and check that out and follow him. So thank you very much, Noel. Appreciate you coming on tonight, mate. It's been great having a good conversation with you. The conversation's gone that fast that, like I say, normally I'm quite good at keeping up with the comments in the chat. But tonight I've not managed to do it because we've been having such a good conversation, mate. So thank you very much for coming on and joining me, Noel. And I'm looking forward to Saturday's stream with you now, mate.
No, thank you. Thank you too for having me.
Always welcome, mate. You've been a top person to have on, and I've really enjoyed having some conversation. I can't wait to talk to you a bit more in depth about Portsmouth and Bolton on Saturday, so that should be good, because then we can, because obviously on tonight's stream it's kind of been a bit like I've wanted to talk about it, but at the same time we listed the game for Preston Liverpool, and we haven't talked that much about it, to be fair. So it'll be great on Saturday when we can just talk freely about Portsmouth and Bolton. So thank you very much, Noel. Appreciate you joining me, mate. Thanks to all you guys in the chat. Really appreciate you getting involved, sharing your comments, your opinions. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed the show as much as we have, and I look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. Hopefully some of you guys in the chat will join us on Saturday, and me and Noel can have a good conversation on Saturday about all things Portsmouth and Bolton. So thanks a lot, Noel. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, mate. Take care to all you guys that are watching. Appreciate the support, appreciate you getting involved. And like I say, hopefully we'll see you again on Saturday. All the best. Take care for now.
Take care. Cheers. Thanks for having me.